Hello, everyone. Today we have a teacher who's afraid that they're about to get fired. Why are they afraid they're about to get fired? Because, as they write, 48% pass rate on their state testing amongst all their students. Yeah, students have been having like behavioral problems like post COVID. Like, apparently, the switch, from online during COVID back to in person is just like they suddenly have become, I guess, because like while they're in the classroom, while they were in like the virtual classroom, like it's harder for the teacher to like delve out like immediate consequence for the student's actions. Like, I bet in a lot of cases the best a teacher can do is like give the student, a grade deduction in their participation or something like that. And like, like college students don't really have to worry too much about that because by then they've, like tempered down. Like, we've gone through, life without COVID interrupting our K through 12 experience. Assuming you're living in the U.S., like the K through 12 system. Uh, Pretty much exists in the US. Like, everywhere else uses like a slightly different system or very different system, depending on where you are. But like in the US, if you don't know, every state in the US, because of the No Child Left Behind policy, they have to do state testing, where the students have to take this state test. Like, every state has a unique test, and like the administration uses the scores on the test to like judge the teachers. And just like I think those tests in some cases at least are used for like school funding. I don't think so. I think that's property taxes that fund schools only. But yeah, like it, like I think in some cases it's part of the funding decision. But like, yeah, state testing can be like, and state testing is used as part of the decision about whether or not a student passes. Like, if you're not even passing state testing, you might be in trouble for passing like the grade level. But it seems like I'm reading a lot of teachers talking about how the principals and the administration at whatever schools refuse to let students fail in this post-COVID world. So that's really fucking crazy, all that considered. But back to OP, they say I really did try. Like, I believe you, OP. I don't know, like I just, the heart to heart, man, I believe you. I believe you tried. I don't know you, I believe you tried. They said, I've been doing this for 7 years, and this group just doesn't give a damn. Yeah, like I said, students just, because they don't have immediate consequence like detention or like, looking bad in front of their classmates, they don't see the classmates like immediate, scorn, or like immediately like the class goes silent because the kid does something stupid. You don't get that effect in nearly as easily in a Zoom classroom or Google Meets classroom or whatever. So it's harder to really put in that social shaming when a student does something bad. So that and other things like the principal, the administration saying that teachers can't fail students, all combines with other things into students misbehaving more in class. So bad situation all around. They OP says, what do you think my chances are of getting the axe? So, interesting question. Let's see what other teachers' experiences are, what they think OP's chances are of getting the axe. I don't really know. Like, I would hope that OP could argue, that like students aren't going to fail anyway, assuming their class is one of those classes that, assuming their school is one of those schools that like isn't allowing students to fail. But I could see the school wanting to keep face and like seeing, oh, this teacher's students only had a 48% class, class passing the state testing. And unless, the other teachers are getting similar results, they could fire teachers that are getting these kind of results. But I'd guess that other teachers are getting similar results as far as like percentage of students passing the state test, unless some teachers doing something else crazy. But like, assuming all the teachers are getting similar results, they can't fire all the teachers. Or maybe they will this semester, and they'll see the consequences of such dumb action if they did in this situation. But let's see what the commenters say. One person says, testing numbers are low all over the place, and teachers are leaving the profession in droves. I wouldn't sweat it too much if I was you. Yeah, pretty much. Another person says, the fact that you even have to think about getting fired due to test scores is asinine. Yeah, true. Like, I mean, well, like, in normal times, like, your job is to be able to effectively teach. And if you can't do that, assuming the students aren't misbehaving the way they are now, like, you can't do your job right. That doesn't mean you don't deserve a living wage or whatever, doing something else. You absolutely do. Teaching just wouldn't, again, in a normal world, teaching just wouldn't be your job. It just wouldn't be the job for you. But here, no, like, students are misbehaving because COVID really fucked everything up. So totally understandable why, why you're not getting the results that you should, and why, why that, it makes sense that they shouldn't fire you in this, with this, considering this set of circumstances. They say, this commenter says, as a teacher, you're so much more than your test scores. I mean, definitely, like if this was a normal world and they got fired for this, just find something else that, you have a talent for. It's like easier said than done, but like, I don't know, like, or find a different topic to teach, or something, or, like, there are ways to solve the problem, like, easier said than done. But like, again, like, don't attack. At the same time, with all that being said, they do have a point, this commenter. Don't assign your, don't attach like your worth as a human being, for example, to test scores. That is dumb, when that pressure should be taken off at least a bit, because of like state assessments. Like, you can't always prepare your students super well for state assessments particularly. So I see more and more kind of why this teacher wouldn't want to take, any teacher wouldn't want to take state testing super duper seriously, as far as like, judging their worth as like a teacher or even a human being based on how well their students are testing. Totally get it. Yeah. Changed my mind a bit on that one. All right, someone else says, I've gone from 87% pass rates to 16% to 60%, and as low as 3% over the years. Haven't been fired / non-renewed yet. My scores are similar to other subject scores, so that might help. Yeah, like if your scores are similar to other subjects, then yeah, like that sounds like they're just kind of riding the wave and of like other circumstances impacting students' work. So yeah, so that's why they haven't been fired. Good on them. Means they and OP are probably doing their job right. Last person says, I teach Title I and our goal is like 20%. You're fine. I don't know. Comparing a non-Title I school to a Title I school, I mean, they're probably going to be working with different standards, again, in like a normal world. With COVID, the standards probably are closer, but like, are more alike than they were before. But like, right now, they're probably, like, I still wouldn't, automatically go like, oh yeah, Title One school and like the scores are really low. You should be fine. Like, I don't know, like comparing it to, I think you really have to put into consideration whether or not school's Title One. What you should be expecting from students. But if the students are misbehaving because of COVID, that's another roadblock that is preventing students from, doing well. I mean, it's the students kind of preventing themselves from doing well, but like, yeah, like I'd say don't, try to like even out a Title One school and a non-Title One school as far as like test scores, because like Title One schools, what I'm trying to say is Title One schools have so many elements that make them, really struggle to do as well, like live up to the same standard as other schools that are in Title One. So it's a very, very complicated topic. But yeah, anyway, thanks so much for watching. What do you think? Do you think state tests are necessary? How much weight should it have on like how we judge whatever teacher, during COVID or not during COVID? Any other thoughts? Any other suggestions for me? Comment below. Let me know. Like and subscribe if you liked it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again soon.